Today we have on basically the real life Geet from Jab We Met.
I can yap a lot.
What?
Because I can talk non-stop.
But there are people who just love to listen.
I can't get along with a guy who can just listen. I need you to yap back to me.
Kirat is an entrepreneur in addition to being an extravagant content creator.
I would want somebody who can dance with me, somebody who can have fun with me, somebody who can go out with me. But I think the perfect way I put it is somebody who does as much as he parties, because that's just how I am.
This woman's energy, infectious. She's basically a walking, talking shot of espresso. जल्दी शादी कर लो, आपकी उम्र निकल जाएगी और फिर बाद में सारे गंजे मिलेंगे आपको.
कोई नहीं, सरदार है, पगड़ी पहना देंगे.
She's not asking for that much. Just a sardar with the vadda dil.
You can be the richest man in the room, but the poorest at the same time if you do not have a vadda dil.
So buckle up for this Punjabi kudi to spill the spiciest masaledar takes on love and dating.
Men can cheat easily because they can physically sleep with anybody, right? Women actually end up having a plethora of more options to cheat with, but women only cheat once they have emotionally checked out of a relationship.
She is the main apni favorite too, and we love that.
I'm very busy to be an option for somebody.
Welcome to the world of Kirat, because it really is her world and we're all just living in it.
जिथे ज़्यादा दाना पानी लिखा होता है तुसी उत्थे ही जाना होता है, जो मर्जी हो जाए.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Love Handle, where we get unfiltered about love and relationships. Today I am beyond thrilled to be hosting a very dear friend, Kirat. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So Kirat, tell me right now, what space are you in your love life?
Where am I in my love life? I am in the market for trying to find the one.
Yeah.
That's where I am. Let's just put it that way.
What does the one look like? Describe your ideal husband.
Sikh, preferably, because I've grown up in a Sikh family and I've always looked up to my father, my uncles, my brother, and I want to marry a Sikh man. So that is my first and primary criteria. I would want somebody who's exposed to the world, because I'm somebody who's very well traveled, who's lived abroad, who's run a business abroad, who's done so many things. I need somebody to be on that wavelength, to be able to understand my background and where I come from. What else am I looking for? I don't really I mean, yeah, sure, somebody who can dance with me, somebody who can have fun with me, somebody who can go out with me. But I think the perfect way I put it is somebody who does as much as he parties, because that's just how I am. If I'm saying I want to go to the Gurdwara on New Year's, that is also a great idea. But if I'm saying if I want to party on New Year's, that is also a great idea. It should never be like a thing, right?
Yeah,
so I think it's just the basics. Honestly, the bar is very low.
The bar is in hell.
It is very, very much in hell.
As we are working independent, empowered women and we grow older, society's voices grow louder in terms of the kind of pressure to settle down and get married. How have you navigated or dealt with those voices, or do you feel pressure from society?
As a family, we are so believing in the fact that jo hota hai, achhe ke liye hota hai. My dad truly, wholeheartedly believes that whoever is the right person for us will come into our lives, and whenever the right time is for us, that'll happen. So thankfully, I've really not had that pressure from my parents. It's more the pressure from cousins being like, please jaldi shadi karo so we can enjoy a shadi. But other than that, thank Baba Ji, I don't have pressure like that. Yeah.
Do you feel any internal pressure though?
Yes, internally I do have that pressure. Obviously, when you go to marriages and you see your friends getting married and all of that, there are times when you feel like, oh shit, I wish I had somebody, right? But having said that, I also firmly believe that I'm okay to wait for the right person to come along rather than just settle down with anyone, really, because then that's like 4 years down the line, you're like thinking, why did I do this, right? So I don't want to be in that situation. I'd rather be chilling, enjoying the weddings, being the bridesmaid of honor for every one of my friends, rather than just picking the wrong partner and then being like, hanji, wo nahi ho paega,
I think a lot of us have grown up hearing, जो करना है लाइफ में वो अपने पति के साथ कर लो, पूरे मजे करने, ट्रैवल करना है पति के साथ कर लो, बाहर जाना है, घूमना है, खाना खाना है, पार्टी करना है, शादी के बाद कर लो. तो आपका क्या कहना है इस बारे में?
I think quite frankly it's just not my vibe. Internally, I have things that I would want to do with a partner that I have chosen not to do now. But if that opportunity is not coming up, I'm going on these trips. I'm going and doing what I need to do. Recently, I went to a party and we came back very late, like I think 3:30 ऐसे हो गया कुछ. And next day morning, my mom is like full on like, what is this? What will you do when you get married? What if, you know, your husband doesn't want to go? I said, Mama, then he will not be my husband. Na? Like if I want to party, then he has to go party with me. If he wants to get up in the morning and do something, I will get up and do that with him, right? So I don't think it's anymore like exclusive thing, so to say.
Right. I think in previous generations, women had to actually wait until getting married. Like my dadi always was like, "Oh, मेरी life तो start हुई थी शादी के बाद," because she could do all those things that I can do now.
Yes.
By myself.
Yeah.
Right. You mentioned that you've kind of had a transformation journey when it comes to your like fitness and overall health. How has that played into your love or dating life?
Previously, when you approach love or you approach a relationship or you approach a partner, whatever you want to call that aspect, right? You come into it with like this thinking in your head कि मैं तो ऐसी हूँ तो मुझे बस इतना ही मिलेगा तो it's okay. If somebody is giving me this love, it's more than enough for me and I should like totally just be
At
all
least
for
someone's
it.
loving me.
At least someone's loving me, right? Over the last 2 years, I spent so much time working on myself, physically, mentally, emotionally, all of that. It's made me realize that as I am a good person. I bring in value to a relationship. I put in so much effort, you know. There are times where I would make my life about whether it's a friendship, whether it's a relation, whatever it is, right? So my whole goal has always been to give. If there's one thing you can give in this world is love. So losing weight and becoming more self-aware has made me realize that I have a lot of love to give, and that doesn't make a difference whether I'm this size or that. So if somebody's not giving the effort that I want, the energy that I want, then it's straight up like, no, either I am the pedestal that you want or I'm not. You can't be putting me in a level of options, and I think that should go for every woman today, whether you're in the arranged marriage market, whether you're on dating apps, wherever you are. As long as you are sure that you have worked on yourself enough to know that you're self-aware, you're emotionally aware, you are giving 100% of you to a person and to your life in general, then you know that I am it, right? And you can't be an option. This or nothing. There's no like mirage of boys and like being like like how they say there's a roster. Like everybody jokes about how women have rosters, right? Men have rosters and they have women that they are benching.
It's like a menu.
It's like a menu, right? The day and age that we live in today, why people are so much unmarried and like, you know, not getting together, or rukas are breaking or marriages are breaking, is because there's a buffet of people in the market, right? Options makes you end up with nobody, right? So if you are meeting people, I think you should give that one energy to one person. So coming back to the confidence bit, this is where my confidence has changed, wherein like I am no longer allowing myself to be an option. Either I'm getting full energy that I can. Otherwise, I have enough things fulfilling my life. I have enough friendships. I have enough work. I have this. I have so much more. I'm very busy to be an option for somebody, right? Fitness is such a big part of my life now. I'm still very far from what my actual goal, body weight, and all of that is. But I need a partner who's willing to go to the gym with me, or at least willing to be active. I don't need you to be skinny. I don't need you to be buff. I don't need you to be anything. I just need you to be healthy. I need you to be making good choices for your life. I obviously, when you're starting to work out, when you're starting to do all of this, you can't end up with somebody who is completely off the track from it. Fitness goals and health goals really in life need to align. Twinkle Khanna said it very appropriately. Like before she married Akshay Kumar, she did health checkups. She did like, you know, family history of health, all of it, right? Genetic, everything. I think it's so important to know what you're getting yourself into health-wise with a partner. And I'm not saying that's a make or break. It's actually just an important conversation to have, and to understand that these are the important conversations to have, rather than will you let me work after marriage. Like that should not be a question, you know.
How do you reconcile the narrative that you're too picky? You know, I've heard this. I mean, I hear this all the time कि इतना picky रहोगे तो कोई नहीं रहेगा तुम्हारे लिए और तुम तो कुंवारी रह जाओगे. तो आपने भी सुना होगा
100%.
तो how do you kind of reconcile these two?
Sometimes when you think you want this person, they don't end up being the right person for you. On paper, they could have everything that you wanted. Sardar ho sakta hai, lamba, ucha, you know, well settled, dance bhi karda hai, all of this. But your thinking doesn't align. Your thinking does not align. This is such a open-ended conversation,
Totally.
you know, and when it's going to click, it's going to click like this.
और उसको कोई कंट्रोल नहीं कर
कोई control नहीं कर सकता.
honestly.
But be picky, be choosy in the right ways. That is what my recommendation would be. But don't be nitpicking on the things that are just like, somebody recently said to me, I don't want to date this person because they're too big. Okay, and I have been the on the receiving end of this comment as well. So I'm very touchy about this topic, right? And I lost it at my friend, and I was just like, dude, what are you even saying? You're aligning with everything with this person, and just because they're bigger is the reason you don't wanna like end up with them. Like, you can work on fitness goals together as long as the person is willing to work on those goals, but at least have that conversation. How can you just get at her because by saying that this person is bigger, you know? And so I was just like,
बंदा अच्छा होना चाहिए, दिल
Yeah.
से अच्छा होना
Yeah.
चाहिए, दिल बड़ा होना चाहिए.
exactly, that's the whole point. दिल बड़ा होना बहुत बड़ी चीज है. You know, a lot of people who are well settled in life are very chindi.
Yeah.
You can be the richest man in the room, but the poorest at the same time if you do not have a vadda dil. Like, that's just what it is. And I have learned it from my father, and this is something that, you know, वो बोलते हैं ना, गांठ बांध लेते हैं किसी बात को. ये बात मैंने गांठ बांधी हुई है दिल में.
Like, we talk a lot about money, and okay, money is important. You should marry someone in your income bracket, above your income bracket. But so rarely do we talk about people's relationship with money.
Yeah.
Like, I know so many really wealthy people who have a very frugal relationship with money, and that's not my vibe. Like, I'm more like, you gotta spend money to make money.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do? Take it to the grave?
Not even that, like, you know, savings goals also have to align. So many things, like especially in arranged marriages, they just see कि family के पास पैसा है, family के पास पैसा है, let's just, you know, do it, right? But what ends up happening in those situations is, where is the expenditure money coming from? Family के पास पैसा है, sure, right? But the girl is working, the guy is working. Where do you see your goals aligning, right? So you have to have all of those conversations. And what girls also need to understand is that no guy today is going to be able to do for you what your father is doing for you. Like, I just seen too many people give up on relationships because of these stupid things, and I'm like, you know, maybe it's time that somebody needs to talk about this.
Yeah. You mentioned that people were being discriminated based on their appearance or their weight. Height is such a big insecurity as well for people. What role do you think physical attraction plays then? Like, what if someone's genuinely not attracted to that person? आप ये भी बोल सकते हो दिल से बहुत अच्छे perfect है, but वो physical attraction नहीं है.
Then you can't.
Really?
Honestly, I think chemistry is multiple fold for women. Okay, I think chemistry unfolds a lot more when you're emotionally connected with the person, right? It's not so much physical attraction as that little like that little butterfly factor, right? Like that little thing. If you don't have it, then it's not gonna happen, and it's going to be a problem in your relationship, right? Because you need to feel the butterflies for somebody, from both ends, for the guy and for the girl. And if you don't, and if you're doing it just out of an obligation to please your parents or your society or whatever, might not work.
या फिर आप अपने आप को भी मनाने की कोशिश करते हो. Like, मेरे साथ हुआ है. I've met guys who I feel okay, they've ticked all the boxes. I enjoy spending time with them. I enjoy their company, but I have not once felt any vibe or chemistry. And then you have to manao yourself. Like, my grandmother tells me that 2-3 बच्चे होने के बाद जब आप उनको अपने बच्चों के साथ देखोगे तब प्यार आएगा, तब आपको बटरफ्लाइज इतना महसूस होगा ना, आपको पता नहीं है. And I'm like, am I ready to take that gamble? कि 3 बच्चे करने के बाद मैं सोचूंगी कि यार, am I attracted to this person? So I don't know.
I mean, I also don't know how to answer this really seriously, because yes, I agree with your dadi, because stability, comfort, reliability, those are very, very important factors for a woman. For a man, however, it's very different, right? And what ends up happening is, if we don't feel the attraction in the beginning, today that marriage will not last long. And this is, somebody asked me recently, we were having a conversation, and this person goes to me that, do you think men can cheat easily or women can cheat easily? So my immediate answer was, men can cheat easily because once they check out emotionally, it's very quick. Like, they can physically sleep with anybody, right? Women actually end up having a plethora of more options to cheat with, but women only cheat once they have emotionally checked out of a relationship, right? When do women emotionally check out of a relationship? That's when they are not, their needs, emotional needs are not being met, right? And if your emotional needs are not being met, your physical needs will not be. Like, it's a very cyclical thing, right? So to me, if you are not feeling the vibe, as we say today, right? If you don't feel the vibe in give it 3-4 chances. I'm not saying, because first date pe kisi ko 5 milna is, it's just impossible, right? Give it 3-4 chances, and if you still don't feel like that's the vibe, then I don't think that vibe is going to come. I could vibe with somebody and somebody could not vibe with me at the same time, right? I could think that they're great, but they don't have the vibe with me, so then they don't have the vibe with me, right? I can't force a vibe, but the vibe has to be there for a marriage to work in today's day and age.
Yeah, I think because we've also been raised on so much like media about love and just this passion and this lust, and all of these things need to collide in your partner.
But that's not reality.
Which is not reality, but I think that like we have also been raised to desire and expect more out of a relationship.
Yes.
Like for our grandparents, like for our dadis, the fact that he was stable, respectful, and like supported her and her children was all she needed.
Yeah.
That was all that she wanted out of a marriage.
That was her bare minimum.
Yes, and now our ceiling, I think, is much higher, and because we want so much more out of our lives, and we know we can give those lives to ourselves. Like, we don't need that.
Not just that, I also think, Chandra, it comes back down to the fact that we give a lot more in those relationships now as well. When it comes to like a marriage, right? Like previously, men's contribution was financial, women's contribution was emotional and the house support, right? But now women are doing both. They're doing the financial and the emotional. So they expect the man also to be able to do the financial and the emotional, right?
Like, that's where my gripe comes in, is that like we all know this. We have grown.
Yeah.
But did we give men the tools to develop the emotional intelligence that they need to be equal partners? It's society's role, but it's also your individual responsibility. Like, you need to upskill yourself. Like, there's plenty of resources
100%.
to learn how to be a good partner.
I 100% like, I see the example in my own household. Like, my brother is the most nice, and I'm not saying this because he's my brother. My friends have come up to me and said ki the way Ashmeet is with like everybody and the way how he is, I see him work on himself like constantly to be a better person, to be a better partner for whoever his future person is going to be, to be a better son, like all of those things. And my brother really works very hard. So if I see him do this and I get that's like right at home, why can't I expect somebody outside to be able to do it, right? So,
also, guys with sisters.
Yeah.
Like,
of course, it's us, guys. It's us. It's all thanks to us.
I think you should take a little bit of credit. Like, I think men who grow up around that female influence do end up like really good partners. Not to say that guys without sisters can't be. What are your biggest red flags that if you see, it's a hard no?
So if somebody comments on my body weight, or if somebody comments on the way I'm dressed, I don't want somebody to like me or not like me for my body. I want somebody to like me or not like me for my personality and all the other things that I bring to the table. Of course, I want your opinion. I want to look pretty for my partner. I want to do all of those things. But when it comes to like, oh, that's too revealing, or that's too this, or that's too that, that gets to me really. And it's because of certain things that I've experienced. And I am somebody who doesn't dress very provocative, even though I will be thinking that I am, oh my God, this is too much. And my friends will be like, Kirat, what is wrong with you, right? I mean, it's a hard conversation to have with my own father also. Sometimes he has a problem with what I'm wearing. And see, for him to have a problem with something I'm wearing, I can still understand, because he's grown up with a certain set of mindsets, generational gap. And he's understanding now, like to the point where he's like, like now that I've lost the weight, now I wear whatever. And so, if my dad can understand and be okay and understand the fact that I know where I'm going, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, my partner does need to have that faith and trust in me that like, I know what I'm doing.
To me, the way I interpret it, which is wrong, is like, you don't think I know what's appropriate to wear when?
Yes.
And like, I'm a grown woman and I'm an adult, and like, if you're doing this now, then down the line you're going to try to control me in other ways.
100%.
So yeah, being controlled is something, I think the way we are raised with so much freedom and so much
100%.
choice and autonomy, any man who tries to control any aspect of my life is Okay, I have a fun question.
Yes.
What's your red flag? What is your, like, the red flag in you?
It's very stupid, but if I have to go on a date, right, I need to know 4 days in advance, where am I going, what am I doing, everything. Like, I need it in writing, ki this is what it is. I hate it when it's like a last minute plan or whatever, because I live my life in a very
scheduled.
Yeah, in a very
routine.
scheduled way. So I like everything planned. I think my other red flag is that I can yap a lot. I think that is
No,
a
I would never
I
guess
swear to God, I think that's a red flag.
What?
Because I can literally, I can talk nonstop.
But you
I
know,
can,
there are people who just love to listen. Like there are guys out there.
but see, I can't get along with a guy who can just listen. I need you to yap back to me. Like, not maybe as much as I do. I like to be the yapper in chief, but I would also like somebody to yap a little bit back so
Got
that
it.
it's back and forth. It's
Got
not just me like going tuck, 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 tuck.
No, see, I am too, and like I'm the kind of person who really likes someone who's just like super interested to hear about the most mundane aspects of my
Yeah.
day. Like I'm gonna give you the full download of
Yeah.
literally everything, play by play of what
Yeah.
happened, and you have to be enthralled by the fact that I ate a paratha for lunch. Like, tell me more. What's the most unhinged piece of advice you've gotten about love and relationships?
I think the one thing somebody recently told me was like, you know, you need to date multiple people at the same time. Like when you get rishtas or like even from other aspects, go on dates with everybody and like this thing. And I thought that was very unhinged because I don't believe in that concept. I think that's just like setting yourself up for failure completely because you're gonna just compare this person with that person with this person with that person and reverse the shoe, right? If I find out that this guy that I have gone on a date with or you know just gone to see the person is also gone on same week gone on dates with other
अच्छा
girls,
लगता है
how
यार।
like it would make me feel
अब वही
absolute
ऑप्शन
crap.
वाली बात हो जाती है।
Yeah, so I think that was the most unhinged.
मेरे को लोगों ने बोला है कि अच्छा तुम मिलने जा रहे हो तो हील्स मत पहन के जाना, तब मैं सोचती हूँ कि मैं अपने हाईएस्ट स्टिलेटो पहन के जाऊंगी उस दिन. Seriously, I've been and this is arranged marriage by the way. You have mentioned your family many times and
Yeah.
it's evident that you're so close with them. What is one thing from your parents' marriage or your grandparents' marriage that acts as a role model for you in your future marriage?
My parents found grounding in their love for Sikhi together, and that's how they grew with how giving they both are. So that's one thing that I would want to emulate. The one thing that I would not, when two people are too different from each other, it ends up being a little hard to find activities that you want to do together. One thing that I would want in a partner that, you know, that I didn't see a lot growing up around me is the want to do similar things together.
Shared interests.
Shared interests. Say I want to go watch a movie or say I want to go to a dance class, for example, and he's not a dancer, right? I would want him to just be willing to at least try one with me, right? And just see what it is. Similarly, if say he's a footballer, I'm happy to go be, you know, what is it? It's a wag. I think that's what it's
Yeah.
called. Like I'm happy to be a wag,
Yeah.
right? On that occasion.
Yeah.
I might not be able to play the sport with you, but I'm happy to support it, right? And similarly, I would want that. So shared interests is very important to me.
Who was your childhood crush?
Ranveer Singh still is.
Really?
I love him beyond measure. There is no questions asked. There is nobody who competes.
What
there is
are
nothing.
you saying?
Ranveer
Okay, but I
Singh
have to ask a
diehard.
very important question.
Yeah.
Like which version? Like which era?
Every
like
single
Rocky
version.
or is it like Bittu?
I love Bittu. I love Rocky. I love freaking
Padmavat.
Padmavat. Yeah, I love every single version of Ranveer Singh. I wish he watches it. Ranveer
Yeah,
Singh,
of
if you're
course he's
watching
gonna
this,
see this.
if you're watching this, I am a diehard fan.
Love
Just
it.
saying
Okay, wow, I loved that. Wasn't expecting that. One unconventional thing you find attractive in a man.
I think unconventional would be if he can talk to me in Punjabi.
Oh.
I think if the guy can talk to me in
Very
Punjabi
nice, yeah.
or like throw like really cheesy ass Punjabi, like not all the time, but like sometimes just like really like cheesy ass Punjabi, like a flirty line, I would like
Ghayal.
be flat. Like I would be ghayal. Like oh te hoi jayega. Koi like there's no shuck about it. Like that's just it is what it is.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
I mean, you're not surprised.
Exactly. I mean, here we are. If your love life were a song, what would it be?
I think I would want it to be Vibe by Diljit Dosanjh because it's very much like my vibe. Like Vibe Teri Meri Mil Diya. Like that's what I would want my love life to really be a essence of. Currently it's non-existent, so I can't really pick a song
Yeah.
for my love life.
ठीक है, तो अभी आपको clap back करना है, ठीक है? मैं आपको I'll give you like a dialogue that someone might say to you and you have to give me your response.
Oh, okay.
तो जल्दी शादी कर लो, आपकी उम्र निकल जाएगी और फिर बाद में सारे गंजे मिलेंगे आपको.
कोई नहीं, सरदार है, पगड़ी पहना देंगे.
That's a good one. See, you guys are safe.
Yeah, 100%.
ऐसे कैसे चलेगा? तुम तो बहुत outspoken हो.
Be ready for a boring life if you don't want somebody outspoken.
Yeah. अगला नंबर तुम्हारा ही होगा.
if it's God willing, sure, Baba ji di meher hoegi te, of course hoega.
जो होना होता है वो होके ही रहता है.
100%. I 100% wholeheartedly agree with this statement. I've lived in so many different places जहाँ पे कभी मैंने सोचा भी नहीं था that this is where my life will take me, but it did, right? And now I've been back for so long and I'm very happy here. So I think जिथे ज़रा दाना पानी लिखा होता है तुसी उत्थे ही जाना होता है जो मर्जी हो जाए.
Beautiful, beautiful. What a lovely place to close. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
I know. I'm sure your husband is watching this right now and thinking, that's my wifey. I need her. So if you are interested in Kirat, DM us and we will see if there's a spark. But only if you're Sardar. Thanks. All right.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Great.
But thank you. It was so lovely.
Likewise. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Love Handle. If you enjoyed this video, do be sure to hit subscribe, share it with your friends, and leave in the comment section below what we should ask Kirat next time. See you later. Bye.